सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। How many people have the book today? Can you just raise your hand so I know? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half of you have it. Okay. So, Joe, you should have the book. I gave it to you. I came to your house and dropped it. Yes, that's better. Okay. So more. All right. So, because there's so much in the preface, and I think that before it's going to be complicated, this Upanishad. So, the more we learn about other things, the more we will have a chance of kind of understanding it more deeply. So we will read and we can go paragraph by paragraph. And then since we only have like less than 15 minutes, we can just see how far we go. But going slow will be much better for us, learning all different things. And then some people who don't have the book can also hear what is in the... And eventually I think that all of us should get the book. So that will be very helpful. So, who would like to read? Sushil ji?
I can read much.
Oh, Sushil ji raised his hand. So we can both. You can both read after 2 paragraphs. Naresh ji can take.
I think let's Naresh ji read it because I read before. He doesn't get a chance, so let him read it.
ऐसी बात नहीं है सुशील भाई.
अच्छा चलो ऐसा करते हैं. हम alternate करते हैं. You read 1 paragraph and Sushil ji will read the other. Come on, Naresh ji, start. You can start. Mm-hmm.
We all know that much of our ancient literature is now extinct. There were as many as 1,180 sakhas of Vedic literature. It is believed that each school had one Upanishad attached to it. Of about 280 Upanishads unearthed so far, 108 have been generally accepted as authentic texts. Out of these, 11, namely Isa, Kena, Katha,
Prashna,
Mundaka.
Okay, why don't I do this? I will say these. This is what it is. This is called transliteration. So even though it doesn't have the ISHA, because there is a line over there, we are supposed to read it as Isha, not Isa. So it's Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Taitriya, Aitriya, Chandogya, Brahad Aranyak, and Shvetashwar. Okay, now you can go.
In that order have been commented upon by the recent masterminds, Acharyas and Rishi and Shankara. Acharyas like Sri Shankara, Sri Ramanuja, and Sri Madhavacharya, and are thus classified as major or principal Upanishads. Some do not accept commentary on the
Shvetashwar
Upanishad as that of Shankara,
Bhagavad Pada.
Thus acknowledge only 10 as major Upanishads.
So this is what it is, just for the people who don't have the books. Swamiji is telling us that there are 1,180 shakhas of Vedic literature. Imagine, we cannot handle all that. But overall, they have unearthed 280 Upanishads total. And then but then they're saying that some of people argue that some of them are not authentic and all that. So चलो 100 उसमें से 108 को authentic माना गया है. सारे साधु संत उन लोग को accept करते हैं. वो 108 में से 11 Upanishads are considered major. But why they are considered major? Because the 3 great acharyas of India, Sri Shankaracharya ji, Ramanuj and Madhavacharya ji, because I was mentioning them in Bhagavad Gita also, because their commentaries are authoritarian commentaries. Everybody accepts it. उन्होंने इन 11 पे comment किया है. That's why we can handle them. The others are also have a very good, but it's been commented. Maybe they felt like this had the maximum value. or whatever. So these are उसमें से हम लोग ने already, we saw we have done Mandukya, and we have done Taittiriya, and we did, which one? Kathopanishad. 3, this is the 4th one. And until I'm alive, I will continue, and hopefully we will catch up with other ones. Sorry?
We'll finish all of them.
Yeah, God willing. If not this life, then अगले जन्म में कुछ ना तो चलेगा ही अभी. ऐसे थोड़ी चलेगा हम लोग का. Okay. Now Sushil ji, you can do the next paragraph.
The other Upanishads are considered as minor, not on account of their contents, the depth of their thoughts, or the completeness of their exposition, but because no commentaries are available from the great acharyas. The new initiates are generally prescribed these minor Upanishads only after a thorough study of the exhaustive commentaries, bhashyas, by the great masters on 5 or 6 of the major Upanishads. Thus, these became minor only with reference to the knowledge the students have already acquired as a result of their study of the major Upanishads, and their reflection on these minor ones serves as an interesting revision of the knowledge already gathered.
So there, I know Swamiji's sentences are long, so whoever doesn't have the book, I will just say what it is. So there are 11 are major. They said 108. So others are called minor. And Swamiji is saying not because they have less knowledge in there or the depth of their thoughts. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But because the commentaries are available for the other ones. That's why we called it major, because easier for us to understand. They have exhaustive commentaries. And we saw that without the commentaries, we cannot understand anything. Somebody will say, I will study Mandukya. I already know, I memorized the 12 verses, 12 shlokas. But उसकी जो कारिका है, उसमें 230 verses थे. उसको पढ़ते पढ़ते पसीना आया था हम सभी को. Because इतना depth में. Because the one word has so much meaning and all that. और कितने सालों तक चला था वो. So that's what it is. So because the commentaries are there, that's why उसको major बोल दिया. Minor becomes, after you study the major, you should handle the minor. नहीं तो और भी confuse हो जाएंगे minor को directly जाएंगे तो. Because minor में, the reason they picked up those major ones, because that content was such that दिमाग में घुसेगा हमारे after they do the commentary. If you just pick up the minor, it may not do much. After you study the major, you do the minor, it will be a good revision. That's what they were saying, And this, just to come back to this different, there is a Upanishad called, क्या नाम है उसका? Kali Santaran Upanishad. This is one of the minor Upanishad, and the Hare Krishna mantra is in there. That इतना popular है. Prabhupada ji ने popular बनाया, and then 500 years ago, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sang that word. That is coming from the Upanishad. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, and Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is from that Upanishad, but it is considered minor, but still look at the significance of it. So there are a lot of things from the minor that has come out are like tremendous also. So just to put it in perspective what it is.
What is the name of this Upanishad where you get this Hare Rama?
Kali Santaran. मतलब जो...
mentioned here?
No, it's not mentioned here. I'm just mentioning it from other places. Kali means Kali Yuga. Santaran means उसको पार कर जाना. तो बोलते हैं कि कलयुग में कैसे पार करे कलयुग को? This mantra can take you across कलयुग. That's what they are saying.
All Upanishads, major or minor, enunciate that one goal, which is liberation, and prescribe techniques for achieving that goal, and are of equal importance and value. The classification major or minor is only to distinguish the well-known ones commented upon by Shankaracharya.
So he's just mentioning that, look, all the Upanishad, major or minor, have one goal. What is that goal? Moksha, liberation. And then different techniques are prescribed in there. So whichever one you connect with. That's what the main, it's like I have a goal and I want to reach this some place. You can go from east, you can go from west, you can go from the middle, you can go from the rocket. You can go anywhere, whichever one you like. But they are equally important of value. That's very important to understand. कि ये नहीं कि ये उससे better है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But just because of the शंकराचार्य की commentary के ऊपर उन्होंने major minor ऐसा कर दिया, because it's easier for us to understand the ones that Shankaracharya ji commented upon.
Rishi keep reading.
Okay, ठीक है.
The superhuman genius, Veda Vyasa, for the first time gathered Vedika mantras, recorded them in written language, and classified the entire wealth of Vedika knowledge into 4 volumes in a harmonious rhythm, both in arrangement and classification of contents. Each Veda was further divided into 3 broad sections: mantras, brahmanas, and
Aranyakas.
Aranyakas.
So mantras, brahmanas, and aranyakas. And this word brahmanas over here is not the Brahmin that we know about, but that's the name of the section of the Vedas called brahmanas. That's the name of the section. So most of us know this, but if you don't, that before Ved Vyasji put that in writing, everything was, preserved by Shruti, that these people, they have the teacher have them, the student memorize it, and then they tell their student to memorize it. वो परंपरा चली थी, उसको श्रुति बोलते हैं. That was one point. And the second point was, like we had discussed, the Vedas are nothing but the mantras revealed to the rishis in their meditation, downloaded by the higher. All these mantras, they were all haphazard because there were so many rishis, so many mantras. So what Ved Vyasji did, he compiled them together and organized them. It's, like when somebody writes a book, that's what they are doing. They are taking all this information that they have gathered in their mind, and now they are organizing it, and then we can read it and we learn. Same way. So it's an organization that is done. So, and because there is a relationship between Upanishads and Veda, Upanishads are part of Veda. That's why Swamiji. So we have a very clear picture of. Otherwise we say, okay, 4 Veda क्या है वो हमें मालूम ही नहीं. So here at least उसकी history पता चल रही है हमको क्या हो रहा है. Okay, so that's what it is he's talking about. That these 3 sections, and within that Veda, each Veda. So like you say, Rig Veda, Atharva Veda, Sam Veda, all these, each one has these 3 sections. That, mantra, brahmanas, and aranyakas. Now he's going to explain what they are. Oh, wait.
A comment here.
Yes.
So when we were doing the Mandukya Upanishad, I found it very, very difficult. And so to my mind, I explained it like this, that let's say there are diamonds, many diamonds, and you put them all in a bag, in a jumble. That is Upanishad, because at that time only Mandukya was the only Upanishad I knew. And you take those same diamonds and you arrange them as a beautiful necklace. That is what Bhagavad Gita is.
So beautiful, you said it very nicely, because nice.
So the diamonds are still in the bag, but they don't make as much sense.
Right.
But when you arrange them nicely, then you start seeing the pattern and the beauty of it.
देखो अभी देख लो कि यहाँ पर 108 उपनिषद है, 280 are revealed, and they said if all of them are going to be revealed, it will be even more. So the thing is that हम लोग को 1-2 पढ़ने में पसीना आ गया तो पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाएगी उपनिषद पढ़ते. तो इसलिए भगवान ने पूरा सार निकाल के और भगवद गीता में डाल दिया, और भगवद गीता पढ़ने की वजह से हम लोग को समझ में आ रहा है ये उपनिषद. नहीं तो उल्टा जाते तो और भी मुश्किल होती. So that's what it is. My son just said, Mom, finish your class, because remember I told you I have some place to go. So I'm so sorry, but we'll continue. This is very interesting. If you have any questions, keep it for next time. And I'll be very happy.
Before you go, Umaji, can I applaud Meera for such a beautiful description? Even I understood it, and I will remember it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. That's why we have all of you together. Everybody brings a diamond to this class. That's what it is. So please participate. Okay. So with that, I'm going to close.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
Okay, I'm going to do the closing prayer.
Yeah.
Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Okay, we'll see you everybody next time.
Hari Om.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Umaji. Have a good day.
Thank
Bye,
you. Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.